Welcome to We Are Soccer. Today I'm joined by Oakland University women's head soccer coach, Juan Pablo Favero. Coach Favero enters his fifth season with the Golden Grizzlies women's team. Coach, thanks for joining. So happy to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for the invitation, Craig.
Yeah, man, looking forward to it. So I know you're right smack dab in the middle of preseason here. You're about to kick off the season. Preseason soccer, it's grueling for the players, it's grueling for the coaches, but it's fun, right? You're putting your tactics, your plans into place. How has your preseason with your team gone? So far, so good, or?
Yeah, we definitely you nailed it, Craig. Obviously the preseasons, I call it a runaway train. It's nonstop, it's intense, and you have to be ready to go, or this thing's gonna take off without you. And so our team did an awesome job in the summer. Obviously we as coaches, fall sports, we depend and rely on the players doing what they're supposed to do over the summer, which isn't easy. I know you played and I did too, and you have to have a lot of discipline to get fit on your own. So our girls killed it, man. We did our fitness assessments and had all sorts of personal bests, over 80% of the personal bests.
Wow.
So the girls came ready to work, came ready to play. And we have been building momentum for the last two seasons. And it's awesome to watch kind of that commitment to fitness over the summer, and the thing else just flows easier once that's there.
Absolutely. Is that a concern for you guys? That's got to be a concern for every coach, right? In your position, it's are they looking after themselves in the summer? Are they playing? Are they going to come back and fit in good shape so that we can jump right in and start doing tactics and use the ball instead of getting people fit and wasting time, right?
Yeah, no, it is. It would be a waste of time when you only do it with the NCAA only gives, you 2 weeks, basically 2 weeks and 3 days. And we play our first game on Thursday. Right. And so you don't have time to get fit. You really don't. And so you hope that through your trainings, obviously training with the ball, that they're getting game fit. And we use a lot of GPS technology, heart rate technology. And so we're constantly monitoring them once they're here with us, to make sure we're doing what we need to do to fine tune them. But if they don't come with a good base, that's where injuries happen. And
Yep.
So now, again, that fast moving train keeps moving, and players have to then try to catch up later. And we don't punish or do anything crazy like that in our program. But, again, we're grateful that our team culture is where it's at today, that these players are committed. They're serious. They want to win. They want to succeed on and off the field. And fitness is the tell-all, I think, for any college team.
Absolutely. And soccer is one of those sports where you need to be fit to play this game. Because if not, you're going to be drained after a half and useless to the team. I've got to assume that having 9 seniors and a super senior coming back for this season, and some of the upperclassmen you have, has really helped. They knew what to expect coming into preseason, so they needed to keep themselves fit. I've got to imagine that it's nice to have that many seniors and the leadership within the team.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a big factor with that, and with a lot of other things. This is our first recruiting class. That's this group of seniors. And then we get the advantage of having, like you said, one of our seniors from last year, a super senior that decided to come back. And so this is an experienced group, a group that has kind of been through the transformation of building this program back to what we hope is a championship level. That's been the aim. It's been slow and steady progress. And so we feel like, the team is ready to make that big jump this year. And of course, like, it's football, anything can happen. You got to stay healthy, and you have to play well. Every game matters, and anybody can beat anybody at this level. So, but I like where our team is at. We're playing really well, and our team is really unified. And so I see a lot of good signs for what's to come.
Good. I do want to touch on the season you had last year. I've talked to a lot of coaches, and that season, that we'll call it the COVID 2021 season, it threw everybody for a loop because as coaches and players, you guys are being COVID tested quite often. You never know whether you're actually going to play games. You had shortened seasons. Was that tough to get to? And then, how happy are you guys to be able to get back to, we'll call it a normal season, right? I mean, you got to be ecstatic to get back into normal
Yeah,
soccer seasons.
for for sure. Fingers crossed, right? That we can keep going in this direction. And we fly out Thursday, and we look forward to playing our full regular season against opponents that are not just in our league. So yeah, that COVID year, like you mentioned, Craig, was very, I think, challenging for everyone in many aspects, not just the physical aspect of all the things you mentioned, but I think the mental aspect played a big, part in, overcoming that, and how did we deal with that, and we were less connected. So it's been really cool to watch our team kind of reconnect. I hadn't had the team over to my house. That was something my wife and I normally do, and we didn't do it in over a year and a half, right? Almost 2 years. And so it's been great to have them back, and just seeing them connect and stay in the moment. In the past, if I'm honest, they would call me, kind of check the box that they came over, and then they would dart off to college kids. I get it.
Yeah.
And it's been interesting because I've seen them sit in the moment and really connect. And so I think we all miss that connection. And so we're grateful for that. From a soccer standpoint, we felt like COVID could have derailed the momentum. That was my fear when all of the COVID stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully for our team, we actually we feel like we were able to ramp up momentum. And again, like we talked about, they showed up fit. So the spring season being good, the summer leading to the summer preparation was really good. And now we hope that helps us this fall.
Great. And you guys open up the end of this week. You're going down to Florida Atlantic University. I mean, that's not exactly a couple of miles, a couple of hours away. That's a large travel day, and then you're staying in Florida for the second game as well. So I mean, it's a task. How are you looking forward to it? Have you prepared the team to head down there and play? I think there's a little bit of a storm going through, so conditions could be a little bit wet. But yeah, I'm assuming you've prepared the team and you guys are ready to roll.
Yeah, for sure. We normally we would train in the morning. Of course, there's some days we do 2-a-days, but we've chosen to train in the afternoons because it's hotter, and we know it's going to be hot and humid in Florida. And so we've tried to prepare the team as best as we can. Nothing's going to replicate the humidity of South Florida. I lived there many years ago, and so the nice thing is we are fit. And that obviously the NCAA rules allow you to liberally, use your bench. And so we foresee that we will play a lot of players in both of those games, just to play the way we want to play, which is a high speed, high pressing kind of soccer. And so we need to have players that are somewhat fresh to do that. And so but 2 tough games for Atlantic is a very good team coached by a very good coach, Patrick Baker. And so we know that's going to be a fun, but a hard opener. And then Stetson, Coach Chris does a great job there too. He's newer, but we expect 2 really tough games down in Florida. And again, we're just happy to be able to have a normal fall. And so we're excited to get down there and play some meaningful games.
Awesome. And it looks like you'll be led by the trio of players you had who had all conference honors last year. I'm assuming you're hoping they're going to step up along with several other players. Can you talk about those all conference, the trio of players who did garner those awards, and what you're expecting from them this year?
Yeah, we have we had a player in each line, I guess. Kendra Zach she's been our starting center back for 3 years now on the left side, and phenomenal player and a leader in the back line for sure. So she's rock solid. And together with the other, we have, I think, a very good back line. We have very good goalkeeping. So we feel good about, about our defensive unit of sorts. We added some good players as well, including a South African national team player that can play as a center back or as a holding mid or as a 10. Honestly, she could play up top. I mean,
Oh, that's versatile right there.
yeah, she can play anywhere. So we'll see where she lands. We're probably going to bounce her around. So anyway, so our back line is really solid. And then our other all-conference player was Sammy Lopez, Michigan Hawks kid, not a kid anymore, but young lady that's phenomenal, very creative attacking player. And we have, again, a really good midfield. We have some other very special players in that midfield that we bounce around and move around. And so I think our midfield play is key for our style. We do want to keep the ball as well as, again, know when to kind of change the tempo and be a little bit more forward-minded. But we try to keep the ball as much as possible. And so we rely on all of our midfielders. And then up top, Lex Saba, also Michigan Hawks player who has led our team in scoring. Obviously, she's dangerous. People hone in on her. But the nice thing for our team, and we saw it in the preseason game, is we had 3 different goal scorers. Last year, I think we had 7 or 8 different goal scorers in the reduced season. So the more we can share that goal scoring load, the better it will be for us as a team, and for Lex, so that, again, people can't just focus in on one. We can score a lot of different ways and not just our forwards. And so, but yeah, we have, like you said, some really special players. We have senior leadership. So we feel like we have a really good roster.
Good. That's you guys are going to need it, because I've been looking at your schedule and it's going to be a tough one. As it always is in your conference, right? So you guys have your work cut out for you, but I know you guys can put forth the effort and get a great schedule and get into the tournament at the end of the year. Is there one game that sticks out to you where you're looking at it going, I love playing against that school, and you've kind of circled it? Is there any game on the schedule that you're really looking forward to?
Craig, I'm going to be disciplined here and give you the answer that we teach our players, which is every game matters. Every game counts 3 points, and we have to take one game at a time. And so, to be honest, the only game that matters right now is Florida Atlantic on Thursday. And once we get past that game, win, lose, or tie, we'll focus on the next game. Overall, I think anybody can see our schedule, and I'm sure fans will gravitate towards the Michigan State or a Kentucky, right? Because they're Power 5 conference teams. But, sometimes the games that people look past are the hardest games. And so we want to be very disciplined in respecting every single opponent. And preparing for each game, because, again, in the end, they all count 3 points, right? And so that's our objective, is can we get 3 points every game? And that's what we're going to do.
Absolutely love that answer, because college kids, their minds can wander to games that are coming up against in-state rivals where they've got friends playing. But
right,
who cares if you win that one game if you lose the rest? Or right. So absolutely love that answer. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I do want to chat about something you mentioned when you were talking about 2 of your all-conference players there. They came from local clubs. I know you've been in Michigan for a couple of years now, but this state it's breeding soccer players, and really good soccer players. Is it fun to recruit in the state of Michigan and go watch some of those youth teams play? And has it surprised you what you see?
Yeah, I don't know that I would say it surprised me, because obviously, having been in the college game for almost 30 years, you're well aware of the clubs like Michigan Hawks, Midwest United, obviously Nationals, Jags, Varder, who's now obviously, merged with Liverpool, et cetera. And so there's, you're aware of these teams. Obviously, I was out in California, and we were blessed with a lot of good players there, and mainly recruited California kids. But we always, we knew there was quality players here. So when I came, one of our recruiting strategies and priorities was for me to establish, that relationship with the clubs. And it's something that we did right away. There were some clubs that we had 0 players from in the roster that I inherited, and I didn't understand why. And so we've worked hard at that. And so we feel like, yeah, there's a lot of quality in this state, and we'll always prioritize recruiting Michigan. Obviously sometimes we will look out of state. There's some reasons strategically for us to do that, as well as internationally. And so our roster, you can see that I would say over 50% is Michigan, and then we have a few out of state and some internationals that fill it up for us. And I like that because it just, I think that's part of the diversity is not just, and the obvious things of what diversity might look like, but for a player to play from someone that's from South Africa and someone that's from Sweden and someone that's from Spain, and someone that's from the west part of the state or from the, east part of the state, they'll get to enrich their experience by meeting people and building relationships with teammates that are from all over the world and all over this country.
Absolutely. I love it. I absolutely love that 50% of your roster from Michigan, another 50% are from around the world, because that's what makes you better, right? I mean, if one of the girls in your team, she came from the state of Michigan and she was the top player here, and then she knows she's probably not the top player in the US, but hey, she might have forgotten about South Africa and Sweden or England, right? And you get those players over here, and it just makes your players here step up to that next level and realize this is a global sport and there are players everywhere. So and the fact that you've got half your team from the state of Michigan, it's just gonna the girls in high school now, who are looking to get recruited, they're gonna look to you and go, that's great. Because I know a few colleges, a few universities that less than 20% of their is from less than 20% of their team is from that current state, and that drives me nuts. So I'm really happy to see what you've got going on there and what you're building. Your program has come a long way, and I absolutely love it, and you guys are doing a great job.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate those kind words. We're working hard. We want to, again, honor the rich legacy of this program. It had a lot of success, for many years. And then there was, a lot of coaching changes there for a 5-year period. And so that's never a positive thing for any program. And so, again, now we're into it, in the thick of it, 5 years in, and we feel like we are at that spot where we can make that big jump forward. And so, we love our school where it's at. The location is awesome, and we love that we are surrounded by so many quality clubs in this state. And so we'll always keep recruiting Michigan players for sure.
Love it. Well, if we are soccer can do anything for you, please let us know. We'll be rooting on the women and the Golden Grizzlies. Can't wait to watch the results come in and get out and watch your games. Your field, the facilities you guys have over there at Oakland University, absolutely top notch. Some of the most fun to play on. That field is phenomenal.
We are spoiled. I want to shout out Todd, who does that. I mean, the guy's an artist. It's amazing what he does, and people don't know this, but he'll practice his patterns on our practice field, and so we get to train in that kind of beautiful pattern grass mode with designs. It's amazing what Todd Rahala does for us. And, we're definitely grateful for our facilities. You're always welcome. If to come to watch any game, let me know. We'd love to say hi to you and give you a little bit of a gift as well. So
you can definitely expect to see us out there. I will definitely be out there. I'll bring a friend or two, and
awesome.
You can definitely expect to see us out there. Coach, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Thank you so much for joining. We are looking forward to it, and good luck in the season, and especially this first game, because I know how important it is, as you've mentioned today. So good luck this week in Florida, my friend.
Thank you, Craig, and go Golden Grizzlies.
Yeah. Thanks, Coach. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.